Hello, this is Brendan McNamara. I'm recording Born of the Gods, Theros Journey. You know, the order. Journey, Born of the Gods, Theros Draft for hipstersofthecoast.com. Here's our first pack. It is not too exciting. I like Consigned to Dust a lot. I don't really know if it's a first pick, but it kind of is, and green is strong. You can get so much value out of this. Squelching Leeches is okay if you're going to go black, but kind of hard to first pick it. Humbler Morals is pretty good, but not quite a first pick. Supply Line Cranes could be, but I'd rather be green than white. And here, Mogus's Warhound is strong, although I don't like red-green too much. Crystal and Nautilus is kind of sweet. It's good in blue-green if you get Oakheart Dryads, and you can just kill their creatures. Renowned Weaver is the kind of card I'd like to get later in the pack. Pin to the Earth is the same thing. The Chrome Mastiff is solid. It's a good card. I don't like green-white that much, and I don't exactly like a Chrome Mastiff in a green-white deck. Although it's fine because it could help you get through a board stall. Oppressive Rays I don't think is very good unless you're very aggressive. Nyx Infusion is fine, but I'm going to take the Nautilus. It's a pretty powerful card, although it's awkward at times. Golden Hind and Oakheart Dryads. I think Oakheart Dryads is actually better. Golden Hind, I don't know. Everyone loves Golden Hind, and it is really good. Oakheart Dryads is just really powerful, and it combos with the Nautilus, so I'm going to take that. I think it's a better pick for this deck. Especially because I was just going to get past a Golden Hind, which obviously I'll take that now. And then I'll get past another Oakheart Dryads. These blue cards are nice. Well, this blue card is nice. Orbiting Siren is okay, but Heroic is just not anywhere near as good. And blue-green Heroic is not quite what you want to be doing. But Oakheart Dryads is. And here I'll take a Pin to the Earth. That's the most powerful card. Goldforge Sentinel's quite good, but I don't think blocking flyers is going to be a huge problem, and we'll see about Intimidate creatures. Ferrisbane Thunderhoof is kind of clunky. Countermand is okay, but it's definitely not better than Pin to the Earth, and the other cards are not really what I'm looking at. Here, good red cards. I like this card. I like the idea of it, and I'd like to have a deck sometime which I'm going to use it in, but that's not this deck. I mean, it could be, but maybe it's the pick. I mean, this card is Countermand, I feel like I can get the other one on the wheel. Cura's Dismissal's kind of bad. Market Festival is just... I'm going to take this. It's possible I end up in green. Here, another Pin to the Earth or Colossal Heroics. Pin to the Earth is slightly less good in green because they can probably block. You don't have as much evasion. I'm going to take Colossal Heroics. I don't like Combat Tricks that much, but I do like that one. Here, Humbler Modals is better than Thassa's Devourer by a little bit. Here, I guess I'll take the Panoply. It's not anything special, but I'll take it. Ooh, and Interpret the Signs. I have yet to play with this card. I had it played against me once, and my opponent drew 5 cards, and I lost. And that seems pretty sweet. And this format's slow enough that I've been meaning to try and play with it, and just hopefully that will be now. Here, I'll take another Colossal Heroics. Pull from the Deep is not really a card. I'd much rather play Interpret the Signs, and they go in the same slot that you can only play one of, really. Rouse the Mob is a card I'm happy not to play against. Cyclops. If I end up in red, both of those will be just fine, but I probably will stay blue, because blue-green is the best color combination in the format. It's just has a lot of power. It could be very proactive because green has big threats and blue helps get them through. And, you know, it's blue, which is the most powerful color in Magic. So that helps also. Here we have quite the pack. 3 very good first pickable red cards. If I were going to take a red card, it would really depend on my deck. I'd probably want a Crowing Conscriptor first, but you also want early threats. I think I'd probably take one of the 2 creatures if I was going to take a red card. Searing Blood is very good, but it's not insane, and I feel like it's a little more interchangeable than both of these cards are fantastic. But we're not playing red, we're playing blue-green. Also note the Asphyxiate, which is a first pickable card. Here, I'm just going to take this. Fated Intervention is great. It's quite powerful, good nutrition. Retraction Helix is the only other choice. Oh, there's Skyguard in this pack too. A lot of good stuff, but yeah, you know, you guys know. You girls also, everyone knows. Women, men, people of any sort of gender will all know that Fated Intervention is a correct pick there. Here, I really like the Triton. I like Unravel the Ether, but I already have Consign to Dust, so even if I didn't have an enchantment removal effect, I would be very interested in this, but I still wouldn't take it over Nyxmore Triton. And Swordwise Centaur actually might be the correct pick. These 2 are very close. And I think I'm actually going to go with the Centaur because I'm heavier in green, and it works well. It doesn't work great with Golden Pine, but you get the idea. Kind of tempted to take Mischief and Mayhem. This card, I think of this as like a removal spell in green because you play it and they pretty much have to chump block, or you're just killing them. So, like you cast this and swing with like an 8/8 and a 7/7, they're in real trouble. I mean, I don't like Floodtide Serpent at all. Certainly not in a deck like this. I mean, I guess I could bounce the Crystalline Nautilus with it and go off with it and no-card Dryads. That's like sort of a thing, but if this comes around later, maybe I'll pick it up. Nullify is also a card I think is a little overrated. There's a lot of really good threats, including token makers that make creatures that aren't actually creature spells, along with just, you know, weapons and stuff. I'm going to take Mischief and Mayhem. A little bit disappointed in that pack. Here, I'll take Divination. I mean, there's no red card to take, and I've pretty much abandoned this. Anyway, some good white, a good black card. Karametra's Satyr is not quite where I want to be going. Fated Infatuation is just, you're not playing 2 different Fated cards in the same deck. Unless maybe it's white and black, but anyway. Card drawing is good. Getting no playables whatsoever is bad. So I guess I take the Springleaf Drum? There's really no chance I'm playing any of these other cards. Champion of Stray Souls as like a mythic draft? Yeah, sure. Maybe it's worth something. And I'll take, let's see, Oathsworn or Snake? I'm inclined to take the Snake. Because once again, I knew I'd then get past the Oathsworn. Wow. Sphinx's Disciple, which has gotten a lot better. Even though you still want to be proactive, you have some time, and people have a hard time dealing with flyers. This will get in, draw you some cards, win you a game. Archetype is just fantastic in blue-green. I think that has to be the pick. I also like Eternity Snare. Kind of a pseudo removal. But I'm going to take the Archetype. A Crowing Conscriptor Wield. I mean, there were 3 first pickable red cards as we discussed, but I guess that means there's 2 red drafters at the table and neither of them want a Crowing Conscriptor. I'm just going to take a Satyr Wayfinder. And Siren Song Lyre has a borderline removal spell. Wow. Charging Badger? Charging straight to the sideboard. Okay, now I'll take Flood Tide Serpent. You never know. It does do some things with Nautilus and Oakheart Dryads. And I'm low on creatures. I have no 4-drops. It's kind of funny. Usually end up with a ton of 4-drops in green. That's good, because maybe that means I can just pick up a bunch of random 4-drops. Nalia's Disciple would be very nice. Finishing this pack would be nice. It's going a little slowly. So, yeah, I'm just going to take a Scouring Sands. I will never play Calling Mark. Nullify? Well, that's kind of a gift. I don't know that I'll play it, because I think I'm going to be heavy green, but it's something. So here we have a Crone Horse is the best card. It's hard, in a vacuum, it's the best card in the pack. Obviously, Wingseed Rider, Battlewise Hoplite, Scholar of Athreos are incredible cards in the right decks. The Crone Horse is pretty incredible in almost every deck. Balefly Island is also great. Stone Charter Warrior is not really the 4-drop I'm looking for. The Crone Horse will be just fine. And now I get Voiding Satyr. Obviously, Voiding Satyr is a fantastic card, and it's my pick. The Acolyte is the sort of thing I wouldn't mind wheeling. Vulpine Goliath, hopefully I could pick up something like that. I do have Humbler, but Artisan of Forms, pretty sweet. It's a fun card, but I don't really have the targeting effects to make it work. Now I get an Agent of Horizons, unless I want an Omen Speaker, which I don't need an Omen Speaker. I have enough 2-drops. And Agent of Horizons is a finisher. Now I get a Time to Feed, get some removal, that's good. I really need some 4-drops. I guess, especially with the Voyage of Saturn and Goldenhide, it's such a waste not to have 4-drops to curve into. Let's start putting things in my sideboard. I think I'll play this. I don't need to play 2 Colossal Heroics. I don't even think I want the Panoply. I may end up putting the Panoply and the Setessan Oathsworn in the deck, but right now it's not looking like I need them. I will take a Sea God's Revenge. Always a welcome card. Ugh. I really like Nalia's Disciple. They're going to be really good in this deck. But Nimbus Naiad is so good. This deck is a little lacking in things to put Nimbus Naiad on, which is unfortunate, but I have to kind of bank on the fact that I'm going to get something. Grip Tide, I think I need the... What do I have? I have Sea God's Revenge, Time to Feed, Pin to the Earth. I'm going to take the Chimera. Kind of get punished, because now I can take another Giant Flyer. Prowler's Helm or a Null? I don't really want a Null. I'll take a Prowler's Helm. There's my Goliath. I don't think Acolyte is quite where I want to be. I'll take a Defend the Hearth. Ooh, Hunt the Hunter. I wish I could hide one of those. I'm obviously going to cut a 6. I may have to cut this. I don't think I need it. That's just the thing, is like, that card looks so much fun to play with, but I have a divination, and once I get to 6, I just want to play giant things and attack them, or Sea God's Revenge is just better at ending the game than drawing 5 cards is in that, or drawing 3 cards. However, man, it seems like with this deck I'd probably at least draw 3 every time I cast it, but I mean, I'm not playing a Thassa's Bounty in this deck, so I'm taking another Vulpine Goliath. Since I'm not really in the market for a Thassa's Bounty in this deck, I don't think Interpret the Signs is going to get there, which is a shame. Maybe I'll get into a sideboard situation where I can bring it in and get to actually play with it, because I would like to play with it. This deck seems okay. It's so odd that I didn't get 4 drops. Here's a shot at 23. Let's see how this looks. So I've got early mana, a Sword of West Centaur, these 2 Okar Dryads. These are kind of later bestows. That is a 5, just hoping I'm killing things with it. Corn Horse, Phase Intervention. Do I play the Floodtide Serpent? So if I'm balancing things with Floodtide Serpent, pin to the earth, I can move it around. I can balance an Okar Dryads or a Nimbus Naiad, or Humbler Immortals Archetype. Not quite a combo with Floodtide Serpent. I guess in a pinch, you want to bounce your 3/3 token so your 4/4 can attack. Seems rough. Other cards I could be playing. A second Colossal Heroics doesn't seem necessary. Mischief and Mayhem, not a combo with Crystal and Nautilus. Mischief and Mayhem I could see bringing in. I think Colossal Heroics probably does close to enough. Play a second Vulpine Goliath. Defend the Hearts is just a sideboard card. Nature's Panoply is not really doing much for me. Hunt the Hunter's sideboard card. Oathsworn, I have a couple bestows, but not quite where I want to be. I kind of like this setup, which makes sense since this is the original 23 that I picked out. I got some sideboard cards. These 2 artifacts are reasonable. I think it's important to have 7 or 8 reasonable sideboard cards in order to have a good deck, because you want to have things that you can actually improve your deck going into games 2 and 3. If your deck is just 23, and even if it seems really good, the format's too varied. And it's balanced. It's a very well balanced format, even though blue-green is the best, and it's, I think it is significantly better enough compared to the other decks that it can be said to be the best deck. But I don't think it's so dominant that you just force it and you have to go for it. But that said, it is the best deck. But it's balanced enough that you're going to run into something where you wish you had a sideboard. And so I'm happy that I do have a sideboard. I'm going to sort this by color. I have a little bit more of a blue requirement than I was hoping for, which could be an argument for taking out a couple blue cards for some more green. Like, for example, maybe I cut the Horizon Scholar for a second Vulpine Goliath, but I don't think so. I like having a diversity of threats. I can always do the sideboarding later. I'd much rather have 4 different 6-drops than 2 of 2 6-drops. So I think it's probably a 10-7. That's what Moto's thinking. I could do 6, 11-6, but Goldenhide and Voyaging Satyr do a good job of smoothing stuff out. I will submit, and I will see you in round 1.